Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Everton 1. Disappointing result considering how well we've played today. But there you go. Yeah, just one of them. Hopefully we get back to it on... Well, I say back to... We'll get back to winning maybe on Thursday, but... Is it Thursday? Wednesday, sorry. But yeah, just one of those days today where... For me, we've played really, really well, but we've come off the pitch second best, sadly. So there you go. Let's get into the player ratings. Jordan Pickford made 4 saves. It's just that second goal, isn't it? It's just that second goal, whether he could have done better with it, whether he could have pushed it out to wide, or whether you know, it will always look like a mistake, won't it, because he pushes it back into traffic. People always say he's done the wrong thing or that or whatever. Yeah, you don't want him pushing it back into a goal mouth of players, no matter the circumstances. So could he have done better? Yes, I think he'll know he could have done better. It's one of them, isn't it? It's because we've lost 2-1. It's the winning goal, and it comes back and it comes back and hurts you, and a lot of people will use it to have a go at him. Fella hasn't made too many mistakes this season, hasn't made too many mistakes for a while, but that one, if you're a goalkeeper or you're a goalkeeper coach expert, you will look at it and think, should have done better, should have punched it out, got rid of it wide. But there you go. Sloppy, I would say, rather than anything else. And again, even that, the shot that comes in, he scores, it's like a bouncing shot that could have gone absolutely anywhere, and it just finds itself into the corner. It's not exactly a clean striker goal, is it? It's just, it is one of those. So Jordan Pickford, I would give a 6.7. Nathan Patterson, up and down that right hand side tirelessly. Just show you this heat map here. Well, you can see at the top there how much he was on the right hand side, getting really far forward. So properly bombing on today, which we don't always see from our fullbacks. Certainly our right back. Yeah, he was all right. 6 out of 14 ground duels. No aerial duels contested. They looked like they targeted them early on and tried to get behind them. His positioning isn't always great, and you do sometimes wonder on his one-on-ones, but he was see a few times they tried to take him, and I thought he did all right. So pretty solid from Patterson today. So it'll be interesting what happens when the 2 other players come back, Ashley Young and Seamus Coleman, or the manager probably be better just sticking with them for now, because let's be honest, with the amount of games we've got, and this is a young, fit lad who deserves to be playing games, so you might as well have him in there while let the other 2 get back. Let the other 2 get back and get them fit. It's probably for the best of the whole squad. So I would give him a 7. On the other side, Vitalii Mykolenko, obviously coming back into the side, big bonus to have him back in there. Early on looked like he needed just that 20 minutes. Unfortunately, we conceded twice in the first 20 minutes. But not that didn't play well in that. In fact, I think he had a shot on target, didn't he? But it fell to his right foot. He just needed, a little bit to get back into the game, to get back into the speed of things. But after that, again, settled down, very aggressive. Won 4 of his 9 ground duels, no aerial duels. Again, if you look at his heat map, big red blob there in the opposition half. Shows where he was spending most of his time. Put in a couple of fantastic crosses in the back end of the first half. Dominic Calvert-Lewin got on the end of one of them, and the other one just in the same sequence of play, just when between a couple of players. Great to see him getting those, whipping in those crosses. He's becoming more and more of a good all-round player, and it was good to have him back today. 51 touches, 96% pass accuracy, so that's massively high. So Vitalii Mykolenko, I would give a 7.5 for today's performance. The centre backs, James Tarkowski, I think he should have and could have done better for Richarlison's goal. Richarlison just seemed to just leave him behind a little bit there. Really, the only time he really switched off in the game, but it was very costly. 5 out of 8 ground duels won. 5 out of 6 aerial duels won, so really strong there. But it was just that one moment. And those moments can cost you. Of course they can. And they tend to in the Premier League. 5 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, and dribbled past only once. Put a really good block in the second half as well when they were going up the other end to block. I think it was Son. But just that one mistake, really. Just that one mistake, which has cost us a goal. Just show you this heat map there. Not much in the opposition half. We were in the last, certainly against Burnley. Both centre backs did really well getting forward for set pieces. There wasn't that much of it today. We weren't. I know we scored off a set piece, but we weren't particularly. Well, there was a couple of moments, wasn't there? A couple of moments, but I don't think like Tarky got on the end of too many in their box. So 6.8 for James Tarkowski. Jarrad Branthwaite, 2 out of 4 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 aerial duels won. Touches 48, 80% pass accuracy. I think he set up one of those chances, I think, for Mykolenko to put the cross in that led to Dom's header being saved. We know he's a good out ball. We know he's good with the ball at his feet. Quite steady today. No real issues. Again, thought he was another one who just grew into the game. So I would give Jarrad Branthwaite a 7. Obviously, the whole back four will be disappointed. We never got a clean sheet, and we were just caught cold. We really were as a team for that 10-minute spell. We were just really, really sloppy after a really good start as well. Into midfield, Idrissa Gana Gueye obviously went off after 24 minutes. Didn't really do much in that time. No, won 1 out of his 2 ground duels. Only had 9 touches of the ball. Didn't do anything really, did he? Didn't do anything in the game at all. And actually him going off actually changed the game for the better, because we started getting on the ball and using it really well, which we'll talk about in a moment. So Idrissa Gana Gueye, I would give a 5.8. Amadou Onana, probably unlucky not to have a penalty today. Just show you his heat map. There you go. So all over that midsection, although of the pitch, although no real hot spots as such. Played 79 minutes, 38 touches, 85% pass accuracy. Won 4 of his 9 ground duels. I didn't actually have any aerial duels, which is crazy. Again, quite steady without being amazing. As I said, could have had a penalty. The referee apparently said they both had hold of each other. Again, I'm a little bit on the fence with this one, because when we played Forest and their man went down and everyone was crying for a penalty, I see them as quite similar. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. You do see him having, the guy Spurs guy having a lot of his shirt, but Onana's also got hold of his arm. And I think that's how a lot of these things end up, is that one's got hold of the other. And that's certainly how I thought when Forest were crying about a penalty when we played them. I think you do see a lot of the shirt. I'm not always sure. I think there's a lot of these things that go on in the box. Maybe if he doesn't have a hold of the arm, it is a clear-cut penalty. But because he's got hold of the arm, then that takes away from the shirt pull, and that gives the referee it means that the referee doesn't have to make a decision, really. So, as I said, if you've both got hold, just because he's got hold of the shirt, he's got hold of his arm. So, how do you decipher what's what? He doesn't go down ultimately as well. So that helps with make the referee's mind up as well. So I would give Onana a 6.7 for today's performance. James Garner, again, asking to be played a lot, being asked to play a lot higher up the pitch. I think he improved as well when Gomes came on. I thought his performance improved a lot when Gomes came on. Had a shot which maybe in the first half could have done a little bit better with. 3 key passes, 63 touches, 98% pass accuracy, which is massive. 2 shots on target, 1 off, so it's good to see him getting a lot more shots. 1 dribble attempt, successful. Ground duels won 6 out of 9. Aerial duels won 1 out of 3. Heat map really good on that central area onto the right hand side, but also coming onto the left as well. So another really positive performance by James Garner, and as I said, grew into the game. Is he a replacement for Doucouré? No, he's not. He's not a replacement for Doucouré, sadly. But you can see how a good centre midfielder he's turning into. And he always wants the ball, and he always wants to work hard, and he always wants to just press. It was good at times to see that he was the first one pressing as well, doing what Doucouré does. So really positive from James Garner today. So I would give him a 7.8, and it's just been very encouraging to see him grow as a player as we move forward. And hopefully he takes a little bit more responsibility as well as we move forward. And if he can start converting that into goals and assists, that'll be huge as well. Because I think they're the things that are just missing from his game. Is those saying if he's playing higher up the pitch, he needs a little bit more of that. So, but really good all round game. Jack Harrison, not his best game today, I would say. Went off on 66 minutes. Didn't really create much today. Couple of opportunities, crosses and stuff, but didn't really create much. 7 ground duels, only one. 5 dribble attempts, only 1 successful. 1 shot on target, 2 crosses, 0 accurate. And I think he massively overhit one in the first half when we were really threatening him, which he could have done a lot better. Not his best performance at all, Jack Harrison, today. And it was actually nice to see someone come off the bench and go into that position and give us a different option. So I thought, and that's key, isn't it? That's key. We can't be flogging our players. So Jack Harrison, I would give a 6.2. Dwight McNeil on the other side. Obviously, manager loves him to bits. Played the entire game. 48 touches, 82% pass accuracy. 9 crosses, 2 accurate. Big chances created, 1. No shots on target, 1 shot off target. Ground duels won 1 out of 6. 1 aerial duel out of 1. Solid game. There was a bit of a mad sort of spell in the first half where I really did think he was going to get on the end of something and score, but it wasn't to be. Worked really hard for the team second half. And again, just a solid performance, but you always feel like there might be something at the end of it. Don't always feel like that about Jack Harrison. Still got a little bit little bit to do in that terms. But I always think with Dwight McNeil, just because of his shooting ability, I always think like there's something more to come. And he can move. He does move from the left to the right at times as well. So he can come inside on his left foot. But yeah, a solid game from him. I'll give him a 7. Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, really unlucky not to get the goal today. Scores a perfectly good goal, really. You know, if we're going to complain about refereeing decisions, I mean, that's the one where I just think, does Gomes really touch the defender? Really? I just don't see it. I just don't see that. I just see a player falling over under a bit of pressure. 28 touches, key passes 1, 4 ground duels, none won, 4 out of 5 aerial duels won today. But again, it's people will judge him on goals, and he had a couple of big opportunities. The header, obviously, and the one early on when it was 0-0. I don't think he has to take that second touch. He takes a touch. I'd rather he just smashes it, but he takes that other touch, and it just allows the defender, and that's a player with low confidence, second guessing. Whereas the one on his right foot, he just steers it beautifully, and it's really disappointing that it's disallowed, because number one, we needed to get back in the game, but on the other side, he's on the other side of that, it's for his confidence as well, to show you this heat map there as well. Again, not just doing the work in the box, but in other places. Still, 4 out of 5 aerial duels, still leading the line. My starting 11, so I actually put Beto in the team today, because I just thought that maybe Dom needed the rest. And that's a decision the manager has to make moving forward as well. He's gone down as 2 big chances missing, which he has to start. We've said this, with the core he's not on the team, someone has to start scoring regularly, and that's what people will judge Dominic Calvert-Lewin on. And that's fair enough. Listen, he's a centre forward. I understand that. Fully understand that. That's what you expect. You expect your centre forward to score. Just show you his shots as well. There you go. Got all the toys now. No, people will expect more from him, and I fully understand that. I still think he leads the line. I still think when you look back in the last 2 years, he's exactly what we've been missing. But the manager's got someone sitting on the bench there putting pressure on him now, so he's going to have to start putting the ball in the back of the net. It's as simple as that. It's on him, and if he doesn't, there's a player there ready to go, and the manager has to make that decision. He has to make that decision. Shots on target 1, shots off target 1, and shots blocked 1. So I'd give Dom a 6.5 for today's performance. As I said, there's no one in our squad that I'd want leading the line, but the pressure is on him to start putting the ball in the back of the net, because that's what your centre forward's got to be doing regularly. And when they are doing it regularly, your team will just get something from these games. I think that's the difference, isn't it? When you've got a player in form and he's taking those chances, or he's not thinking about that first or taking a second touch. And I think that's where Dom is. It just creeps up on you slowly. You have good performances, but you're not scoring. Then suddenly you maybe not having good games, and you're not scoring. And that's the life of a centre forward. And he just needs one. So unlucky today, because it's a really good finish, but he's unlucky he's had a couple of other really good chances which he should have done better with. Certainly the headers, I think that's been more disappointing. The one at Burnley last week and the one today, you probably expect them to do better with those headers. But the manager's got a choice. Let's see what he does with it. Let's see whether he makes that choice. The subs, I thought the subs, for once, well, the last few games that we've been improving, the subs have really been improving. But Andre Gomes coming off the bench, I think everyone would have looked at that thinking, this quick. We expected him to come back. We expected him to sit on the bench, but it shows how really short we are. obviously with the Corey already out. So for him to come on and have such an impressive game, he was magnificent. He's just magnificent. 41 touches, 81% pass accuracy, key passes 2, long balls 3 out of 3 accurate, 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target. Obviously scored. Didn't win any of his foreground duels, but just on the ball, he just looked so assured and gave us something that maybe we just, well, not maybe, but give us something we just haven't had of late. And suddenly in the midfield, we looked like we just had a little bit more about us going forward. Whereas obviously with Idrissa Gana Gueye, you're going to have one player whose job is to press, and another Onana who gets the ball, and then Garner who's pressing from the front and getting on the ball. But I just thought he was brilliant. And it's come out of absolutely nowhere, hasn't he? Because he obviously hasn't been involved for so long, and obviously he was on loan last season. So it was like having a new player. But what it has done is if I think we'd all be stressing, wouldn't we, if Idrissa Gana Gueye getting that injury ahead of the Man City game. But Gomes looked really sharp, looked really fit, looked really lively. And he's putting himself in real contention now for the game against Manchester City. So hats off to him. Really, really well played. Really well played. This is heat map as well. So getting around the whole pitch and getting around that middle section really well. But he drove us forward at times, and he had the one that hit the side net, and which looked like it just clipped off one of their players. He obviously had the shot that went in, and he looked like the player we signed. And we haven't said that for a while. I don't know whether that's down to the fact that how he's come back from the injury, and that maybe being Dyche fit. I don't know, but just a really, really solid all-round performance with the goal. Give it something a little bit extra as well. So really good to see. Really good to see. He's had a really bad spell. Well, literally since he got that injury against Spurs. What was that now? 2018, was it? So he's put himself in contention as long as he can recover in time for next Wednesday or this Wednesday. So Andre Gomes, I would give a 8.2 for his performance today, and that's really high for someone coming off the bench. But he was a real big threat when he come on. Danjuma played the last 24 minutes plus stoppage time, so like 30 minutes. Dribble attempts 4 out of one successful out of 4. Sorry, touched the ball 19 times. Shots on target 2, shots off target 1. He looked a real threat. Let's put it that way. People have obviously criticised him for being. People have criticised him in the past for doing not enough. He's a bit selfish, yeah, I'll give him that. He is a bit selfish. He doesn't always look up and find the pass. But I thought today, we looked like we needed a bit of that. He was really, really unlucky. He looked unlucky not to. The shot he had, the first one he had just after we scored, the keeper just tips it over. I just thought he could have took an extra touch. And then the second one, at literally the last kick of the game, smashes it at the bar, comes down, hits the goalie on the knee. The ball's half over the line. But what I did think, I just thought today he showed something. He actually showed that he can be a threat. Yes, he's selfish, and obviously the manager wants more from players. But he did look like he could be a threat off the bench. And that's all we're asking for, I think. I think we're looking for players who can change the game. We're looking for players who can do something when they come on. and it almost paid off. And I looked at the first one. They were saying he was off. Sorry, the second one they were saying he was offside. That's I didn't realise how, because he was saying he offside. He was never offside, but seeing the goal line tech afterwards, oh God, half of the ball, or literally almost 3/4 of the ball being over the line. That's how close we've come to getting something. And it's so frustrating. It really is frustrating. But I did think he added something, whereas of late we've been flogging players right to the end of the games or bringing them on really late. But I thought he had enough time for himself to get into the game and do something. So I would give Danjuma a 7, I think, for today's performance. Beto. Now, obviously, I've just said about getting a player on early enough for him to do something. I thought today we didn't give Beto enough time to get on and do something. He only played the last 11 minutes plus stoppage time. And he really didn't get an opportunity to do anything in that time. Really didn't. Barely touched the ball. Barely got into the game. I did think the manager could have brought him on a little bit sooner. Maybe with 20 minutes to go, maybe a double sub for him and Danjuma. Or even, I just thought it was a bit late when he brought him on. I just thought it was a little bit late when he brought him on, because I just think he needed a little bit more time. But there you go. So he did play the two of them up front together, but there just wasn't enough time for him to make any kind of impact. I know. Listen, recently he's been coming on late anyway, but I just certainly with the goal, with the game being 2-0, and it looked like we'd run out of ideas a little bit. I'd like to have seen him come on a little bit earlier, but there you go. And he hasn't really done anything while he's been on the pitch, if I'm honest. So disappointing. Not from like his point. I just think the manager should have brought him on. 2-0 down. Yeah. But it was the first time I got a look at him and him, Dom and Danjuma all being on the pitch at the same time. Made it a little bit more interesting. But listen, it wasn't meant to be. We came so close to getting something out of the game. And there you go. So I'd give Beto 6, because he just didn't do anything. There you go. Disappointing result, but performance. I cannot argue with the performance whatsoever. I just thought for large parts of the game we were excellent, and it just wasn't meant to be today, was it? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. It just was a bit of a sickening, just not seeing that one go in, but there you go. Let us know what you think in the comments. Make sure to check out Baz's videos as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.